diggity, diggity dog. Breaking, diggity, diggity dog. Shark breaking. Diggity, diggity dog.
Hello and welcome to T40's podcast number 51. My name is Alex.
I'm Benson.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Michael.
Today we're going to talk about things you guys don't know anything about.
Yeah, that's right. You're stupid.
We're smart.
Like Battleship, the movie.
So,
Can anyone really know what Battleship is?
yes, it's a board game.
No, now it's a movie. And it's a first-person shooter video game.
Yes, we know that too.
So, yeah.
So, if you guys want to send us an email, you can send us an email at podcast@tipping40s.com or leave us a voicemail at 218-666-8407. Today, we're going to talk about, Mike's going to talk about...
Conference do's and don'ts.
Yes.
What to do at a conference.
You go to a lot of conferences, don't you?
Yeah.
Are these like tech conferences mainly?
Any.
Okay.
I've been to tech and non-tech conferences, so I can...
And we're also going to talk about Battleship because some of us saw it. And read a bunch of emails in top 5, of course.
Yeah.
So, we'll start out with some emails.
We had a lot of good emails this week, so
Yeah.
keep it up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're thinking maybe it's because people got off school and college or something like that and they're just bored. I don't know.
It's just like unproductive. They can't get
I
any
know.
jobs. So it's like,
Guess I'll call Tipping 40s.
All right, so first email is from Craig. He says, since you guys seem to know so much random stuff about news, pop culture, etc., I was wondering if there are any podcasts you listen to regularly.
Okay. Well,
He says it's summer now, which for a grad student like myself means long hours in the lab. So yeah,
okay, so...
that's what we were saying.
I mean, do you guys listen to podcasts? I'm speaking to the other three.
I listen to This American Life every once in a
I
while.
listen to that here and there,
I
too.
also listen to I listen to it regularly. I listen to every episode of This American Life.
I don't listen to any. So. I listen to Adam Carolla podcast every day.
I used to occasionally listen to No Agenda, but I don't anymore, really.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, it is.
Which ours is, too.
I listen to it about every 2 months.
What I do
barometer.
listen to also is Planet Money. I love Planet
Planet
Money.
Money's very good.
Yeah, I'll listen to that every
And
once
it's
in a while,
nice and
too.
short, too, so it's like easy to get through at work and stuff.
I think I talk about it ad nauseum, but Giant Bombcast I think is awesome. I think, for instance, they're talking about Vinny's baby right now, and it is some of the funniest shit. Like, he says horrible things about his kid, and it has nothing to do with video games, but that's what I like about it. If it was too much about video games,
That's why
I won't
people
listen
watch
to
our
it.
LPs, because we don't even talk about
Yeah,
video games.
it's kind of like right with
We
why I listen.
make a pretty strong choice to usually not talk about video games on here.
No Agenda, as Benson said, I'm a pretty big fan of that. It's very libertarian and slant, but
Well, I like I like what they're trying to do, and I think a lot of the points they make are really good. The problem is just that, like, there's once you know what they're about, there's really all it is basically more stories,
Yeah.
which is interesting, but
it's 3 hours.
It's
long.
too long. Yeah, I think it's too
It's
long.
a big commitment. Yeah, so those are the two of the others I listen to, and I do try out a lot of podcasts, but usually they don't stick. I'll like try 1 or 2 episodes, so I hear about them, and then I usually don't.
If you're big on things like science and evolution and other, basically
Radiolab's pretty good.
Well, Radiolab is good, but I'm actually talking about Skeptoid. Skeptoid's not bad because the guy is kind of I don't want to say boring, but like he just talks like kind of normal. There's nothing really like exciting in the podcast. But he basically,
informative.
it's like MythBusters. He'll take
Without explosions.
yeah, he'll take exactly. It's like MythBusters, except
Good.
It's not
Oh.
really. I hate MythBusters,
I hate it,
honestly,
too.
but
We lost all our fans.
yeah, a lot of them like it, which is fine. I mean, I can understand why people like it, but I don't. But anyway, he's basically like that. Like, he'll get questions from people, and he just answers them with a scientific mind. Yeah, it's not like he's like extremely, anti-religion and everything, but he doesn't harp on it. He basically just says, like, this doesn't make sense scientifically, and that's it.
If anyone can send in good film podcasts, I would really appreciate it, because I've never heard a good one. I've heard, like, probably over 10, and I've never heard a good one.
There are ones that are informative. I mean, like, I've watched a little bit of Film Riot and stuff, and I like the idea of it. It's just that I don't really like the way it's made.
Yeah,
And
that's the problem I have.
I feel that way with a lot of the podcasts that are about specific topics. Is like they have good points, but then there's a lot of other stupid crap, and they're trying to be funny a lot and stuff. And it's like
I think usually film podcasts are too much in love with film. That's what I really hate about it. It's like, oh, I'm so excited about this movie.
One really good film podcast that I haven't listened to in a while, but I used to listen to it a lot, and I really like it, is a Double Feature.
Yeah, you told me about that one before.
It's two guys that basically they'll watch 2 movies a week, usually on some kind of theme of being related in some way or another. Yeah. And then they'll basically analyze both the movies and talk about different facets of it, what makes it good or bad, and they have a lot of interesting ones on there. Like they'll talk about a lot of different genres and stuff, but just don't. If the movie's won an Oscar or is an Oscar bait movie, don't expect them to like it because they're really biased with that. So even if it's really good, sometimes they'll just hate a movie because it's like Oscar bait, and it's like, well, it's still good, but they just hate it. So
that's good enough.
All right, next email from Doug. I just saw coffee news for the first time, which isn't itself
You're
that
welcome.
noteworthy, but what is noteworthy is where I found it, in a mini Taco Bell attached to a gas station in the middle of nowhere in South Carolina.
That's where it should be.
Yeah.
That's right where the
funny thing
place.
is, though, this thing is distributed like everywhere, apparently.
Yeah, they localize it so like you can buy ads for your certain section of the country, like your certain city you're in. But I think like it's syndicated throughout the U.S.
Each coffee news they have locations of them.
We need to buy an ad.
I would love to buy an ad, but the problem is it would only be shown in Phoenix. Probably.
I know. I want national run to Coffee News National.
We should ask what the
it's
cost
still only
would be.
$200.
Yeah.
It's $10 for Phoenix. So how cheap would it have to? I mean, it can't be that expensive, right?
Yeah.
Hey, the mini Taco Bell in South Carolina is a growth market. So
attached to a gas station, just like all Popeyes here, almost always attached to a gas station.
What I want to know, though, here's what I'm really wondering, because obviously these are marketed toward different groups, but I would assume a lot of the sections stay the same. But like, I wonder if on the lighter side is different in Phoenix than like they have a different writer for it.
Yeah.
I think so.
So they have a coalition of insane people.
If that's the case, we should just get like everyone to just mail us their local coffee newses.
That'd be interesting if people
that
were
could just
like
be a podcast on the lighter side. Just read them
Hour long. I'll kill
laugh.
myself.
that'd be interesting. Like if they find a coffee news, if any find coffee news, like scan it and like send us an email with like a link to it, and so we can compare the coffee news.
Yeah, I'd like to see if there's what the differences are.
But we do some coffee news research here.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for emailing that. That's interesting.
Right. Next email. It's from Alexander. It's a good name. I would like to bring up something I have not heard anyone else mention. The Avengers is a kids' movie. It was produced by Disney, which bought Marvel Studios, obviously. It has no sex, no plot, no tension, flat characters, stupid slapstick humor, overly simplified violence, and pointless, flashy CGI. Well, that's a Marvel comics. Those are comics.
I gotta
not
say,
comic movies. Those are comics.
Whether it's good or not, because I can't say whether it's good or not. It doesn't matter.
We spent money on Battleship, but we still haven't.
I
saw Battleship. Yeah,
I did not.
Wait, this guy has more to say. If you see it once, okay, so did I. He says for free. If you see it 3 times, you are a child. The box office performance is the nail in the coffin for the film industry. The viewers have spoken with their dollars. Soon, all mainstream movies will all be like this. God help us all.
I mean, I totally agree in a lot of ways, but I still think like I think a lot of kids' movies are fucking awesome movies, and I don't think that being a kids' movie is a bad thing. Well, Goonies is a kids' movie, and I still watch that movie and love it now.
Well, even any Pixar movie.
Well,
that's true.
Exactly.
But I don't know. It's just that's the way comics are. Like there's some that are more adult themed, but all those are like that.
Well, I mean,
there's no sex in like Spider-Man comics or any of that shit.
It's an inherent limitation to the medium because you have a guy that has to say everything he's thinking in 4 or 5 words. So it's like, I'm going to the store, basically. Like they have very little comic bubbles. And usually if they have too much comic bubble, then they're bad in another way.
Yeah, it's really funny too because like comic books, yes, like inherently are kind of written towards like adolescence and whatnot. But if you think about even comics that have like more mature themes, like for example, The Watchmen, they still get butchered when they come into a movie translation. So
Yeah,
Watchment's pretty wordy too, though.
Yeah, so that's another thing.
That's why it's way better.
That's the problem, is that when you try to change something, like change the medium, it's like with a comic, it's very difficult because you can see all the things in the comic and you go, those are the things I want to see happening on the screen. In a book, you can kind of imagine it any way you want.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
can't really do that with a comic. It has to be at least somewhat accurate to what the comic is like, which is good sometimes, but not always.
It's a bad restriction.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Next one's from Willie. Hey, T40's.
Big Willie style.
He titled it The Euro and Eurozone. I think the big problem with the Eurozone is that individual countries can't control their currency to suit their economic needs. Normally, a country in debt trouble can take steps to devalue their currency and shift towards an export economy. By weakening their currency, they end up owing less and bringing in more.
Yep.
But troubled countries in the Eurozone can no longer control the value of their currency, which is buoyed by the larger, relatively stable economies.
Yeah.
It seems that once currency manipulation is out of the hands of the government, all that's left is damaging austerity measures which hurt. Sorry, I almost said autistic for some reason. Austerity measures which
Does look like autism.
hurt more than they help until the whole thing spirals out of control. Eventually, I think the struggling countries are going to have to abandon the euro just so they can stop the bleeding.
I thought this was a fantastic email, and I didn't think about this, but I totally agree with you.
In a perfect world, governments shouldn't have to manipulate their economy, but he's right in the fact that if you are having a problem with your debt, a good way to fix that is to lower your currency and export.
I agree with that. I agree with every single thing in that email except that these countries are going to drop the euro.
They're not going to.
Because they can't. I still
Yeah.
say the same thing, which is that they can't afford to drop the euro.
I think
won't
they're
be
all
able-
in too deep.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. You know how much it costs, like in terms of resources, to completely go back to an old currency.
They're already in it, and they really can't get out of it. Like there was a guy on NPR the other day talking about like had they been able to redo this, they would have never had the euro in the first place.
Yeah.
But since they're in it at this point, there's nothing they can do about it.
I will say it was fascinating. I was flying last week to a conference, and this was probably the first time I had ever seen it. You know, the day after we did the podcast on the euro, there was Fareed Zakara panel all shitting on the euro. Like David Frum, these are guys like very establishment pundits going like the euro is not going to work. And it's interesting that narrative's now coming out because it was never really in the media before
I don't know if
that.
it's not going to work, but like as all these governments are currently running themselves, it won't work.
Yeah, and manipulating your currency is bad, but the problem is if one country does it, you all have to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's a competitive market.
So which countries actually decided they didn't want to be part of the euro? Was it just...
None of them yet. But,
No, when it first started.
Poland,
when they first started, there's a couple.
Sweden.
Yeah.
Britain.
Yeah.
Britain,
obviously.
yeah. Well, Britain is the
yeah.
pound, so they wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering that.
Yeah, there's a few.
All right, next email is from Adam. Classical music. I remember, at least I'm pretty sure I do, that Ryan mentioned in one podcast about being a big classical music fan.
Yes.
Being a trumpet player and having experience playing it before, I do like it, though I've never thought of really listening to it casually before. Just never occurred to me, but thinking about it, I reckon I would enjoy it. Do you have any suggestions on particular pieces that you would recommend? Maybe a few different styles that might help me get into it?
Oh God, you just opened the floodgates here.
Well,
What did you do?
like beer, it's hard to know
First
what
of
people
all-
like without saying what they've listened to in the past and enjoyed.
John Williams is pretty good.
Fuck you.
No.
I don't know. There's classical music spans 700 years and a bunch of different styles and different arrangements. I mean, I don't know if you like orchestra pieces or solo works. It's kind of hard.
well, he wants
you
your
just-
recommendations.
no,
he doesn't want you to.
He wants your recognition, but he also wants variety to make sure he doesn't like...
Well, if you're a trumpet player, try Shostakovich, his trumpet concerto.
You should probably write
Piano
these down because
yeah.
it's going to be hard to search. It's like a bunch of D's and
Shostakovich?
Z's
What'd
you say?
and F's.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
I'll put a little thing, I guess, with the podcast emails for some
You
cool
always
trumpet
put in like
pieces.
top classical pieces and listen to little YouTube clips of them and see which one you like and then go from there.
Make a little blog post on the.
Thing. I could just
the
make this a
episode.
segment next week. Complete
do
with
that.
Oh
sound
God,
clips.
jizz segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck you. He had his Eurozone piece last week. He was.
Didn't you
jizzing
already have a
everywhere,
classical
so-
music segment?
No, he didn't.
It
No,
did.
he
It was
didn't.
on something different.
It wasn't
though.
about. Yeah, it was something else.
Yeah.
Any more?
Yeah, there's more. Sorry.
Jesus, how many of these
There's a lot.
fucking emails are there?
There's a
Yeah,
lot. Okay, this one's kind of funny. Okay, he sent 2, but he wanted the other one. Okay. Movie theater story from Andrew. Hey guys, just wanted to share a movie theater experience I figured you would appreciate. Back in January, a bunch of parentheses I'm not going to read, I went to see a movie with my dad at the AMC Theater. We got there about 10 minutes early, so they were playing those ads they do where they go behind the scenes to give you an inside look at some low-tier TV show or generic comedy no one cares about. This one's pretty funny, though. When theaters started doing this, I initially thought it was a step up from the static slides they would rotate through. A few years of annoying ads later, I started to think both were about even, but this put me over the edge. I'm sitting in my seat browsing the web on my phone when suddenly I hear, and now, a first look at the new Kia Optima commercial.
Yeah, it's amazing.
My brain initially couldn't process what I had just heard.
What?
I looked up at the screen. They then proceeded to show 5 seconds from the commercial, no commentary, no insight, nothing. Not that there's any insight to give for, hey, look at this car, a white boy. After that...
Wait, it was a preview of the commercial?
Yeah, like behind the scenes. Like I've seen ones for Axe that do that. Like behind the scenes of this Axe commercial. I'm like, oh my god. You never seen those in theaters?
Yeah, I've seen
No?
that.
Makes me want to kill
seen them.
myself.
I've never seen that.
After that, they proceeded to the next inside look. I was fucking pissed. Why the fuck am I paying like $9 to watch a commercial for a fucking commercial? Fuck AMC.
Yeah, a commercial for a fucking that's
Dude, I've gone to the movies as much, maybe more than you guys
I've seen that Axe
in the past like
commercial
5
No,
years.
like they do some behind the scenes of music videos sometimes.
I've seen that.
But I've seen
that.
I've never
it for
seen
ads.
behind the
It's
scenes of an ad,
ridiculous.
though. I've never seen
I mean,
that.
what kind of commentary is this on our consuming culture that we
Dude,
have
this is-
sneak peeks on commercials?
Dude, that sounds like
is
that
insane.
sounds like a joke from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Simpsons joke.
it sounds satirical.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
When I saw the one for the Axe one, it was like some girls walking like angel outfits and stuff.
Yeah, no, they were falling from the sky. I
Yeah, and
remember
like
this 'cause I was
it was like,
yelling
oh
at
my
it.
god, this is gonna be the greatest commercial ever. There's like all the
I
producers and shit just
cannot
jizzing
wait
all over it.
to have this pitch done to me at a later point.
You know what? I never saw the commercial on TV.
We had an idea a long time ago. This is basically the same idea almost. We had an idea
Really?
for a podcast in which we would tongue-in-cheek review movie trailers.
Oh yeah, that was a great idea.
We would review the movie trailer.
I think
And
I'm
so
doing
what
that
we would
now.
do is we would not talk about the movie. We would be like,
Purely,
this
yeah.
movie's coming out. I can't wait to see that trailer. Like, that was the joke,
Yeah.
basically. And these people are actually doing that. That's worse, though.
For me,
It's not
this
even
would
a
be like
movie.
the best movie ever.
It's an
then.
ad for a car.
Okay, so this one's from Robbie. The legitimacy of pollsters. So I was curious enough to search for a consensus of pollsters on the internet since it's an election year. HuffPost election dashboard is pretty neato, but I was looking at some of these pollsters and then I think to myself, do these even matter other than for supporters of blank party to swing their dicks around over some pollster data that might change in fucking days? And I'm not even kidding about that. Rasmussen polled about 1,500 people from May 9th to May 11th, around the time Obama was talking pro-gay marriage. 50% Romney, 42% Obama. From May 12th to May 15th, 47% Romney, 46% Obama. Apparently, Republicans have memories like fruit flies.
No, they don't, because
It's not just Republicans.
polls-
It's America.
it's not just America. These polls are bullshit.
Yeah,
They're always leading.
Yeah, they ask questions certain ways.
Yeah.
God, I wish I could remember the guy's name. He's on Bill Maher a lot. He's a Republican strategist, and he wrote a book about how to write polls.
Yeah, how they
And-
can lead
yeah.
towards answers.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it's
Here's
really
another one.
interesting.
Another reason to question pollsters. I don't know.
Correct.
I don't know if this is daily KOs or daily costs or whatever.
Daily cost.
Daily costs had
costs.
87% Obama, 10% Romney recently.
Well,
It's like-
the problem with pollsters
Yeah.
is you have to first realize
No.
where you're taking the poll.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of
They're
people
not
do that on
asking
like
everyone.
supermarkets and stuff where you'll have a good cut of the population. But if you're going to have on Fox News, who is a better presidential candidate, it's going to be leaned one way.
I think the
problem
best
is-
place in America to get a poll right now is at the unemployment office. So.
Yeah, well,
no,
Nice
'cause
slice of America.
old people that are retired vote and they're not going to the fucking unemployment office.
yeah,
So.
that's why
That's true.
supermarkets are always used because everybody needs food. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it's a stupid thing because there's. Well, one, that's true, but it's also not,
Yeah,
because
what about
supermarkets.
urban
Well, yeah, I mean, true. If you're going to
supermarkets are
food cities
class.
versus bar
Yeah,
bashes,
they're
you're right.
I mean, supermarkets are class divided like.
Don't they do a lot of like
insanely.
phone polls now? But I guess that's also class in a way.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like Nielsen does a lot of phone line, landline. Phone. Who
If
the
you-
fuck has landline?
If
Old
you
people.
get a
So
get a
it's
chance
wrong.
and you want to see more about why polls are stupid and don't actually tell any real information, what you can do is go to the last election records and look up the Republican National Convention polls and look at the questions.
yeah.
They've listed these many times.
Super leaning.
The questions are so ridiculously phrased that it is impossible to give a logical answer.
It's like
to
they're
that.
already telling you which one's bad.
Yeah,
which
it's
one's
like,
good
do
in
you
the
want
questions.
Obama to keep raising your taxes or not? Like, that's like a question. You're like, that makes no
Yes.
sense. Yeah.
Oh, what? No.
Yeah.
I know what
It's
you're
ridiculous.
asking. Yeah.
So look them up if you get a chance. They're actually really funny.
All right, here's another one from. This guy has a fake name, so I'm not even going to say it. So, yeah.
It's probably not fake.
PKO? Yeah, it's a fake name.
Pacquiao.
Shut up.
Come on.
Hey guys, I've been following the Euro Crisis as well and found this website really instructive. He sent a link. I don't remember specific articles to recommend, but
nakedcapitalism.com, but yeah.
yeah, but just look through the Euro articles. Especially worth noting is the role of austerity in all this, which is hit on a lot. Germany's push for austerity has played a fairly important role in all this and makes up a respectable percentage of the correlation you discuss. In addition, I noticed Mike essentially took the German line in his discussion, so I feel this website, written by a Greek person, might shed light on the Greek side of things.
Okay, well, I don't think austerity measures work, and maybe that came out in my segment, so I didn't do a good job in my segment. I don't think they work. I think they're bullshit. I think a lot of the debt is just interest and fees, honestly.
It is, a lot of it.
Yeah, so I think that the bank should have to settle on a lot of that, and they're starting to do that because they're going to lose their ass if they don't. But I don't really know what the solution is. Like I have no clue what they need to do. I don't know what Greece needs to do or any of them. I wouldn't want to be in their situation. I have no fucking clue what they could do to fix their problem. They're bankrupt, so that's never fun. If I went bankrupt, I wouldn't know what the fuck to do.
They should just sell off some of their islands to like China or something.
Actually, they're already selling their beaches and stuff to private organizations.
There you go.
Nice
They
little
already
one-year
fucked
pump-off.
themselves.
Yeah.
They're just trying to play clean up, but you can't put a Band-Aid on that. It's too fucked up already.
All right, last email from Jonas. Fuck you, litterers. I don't care how fucking bad that game was. There's absolutely no justification for littering and polluting your environment, especially if it's a game that fucking bad. You go back where you dropped that game, pick it up, and destroy it in a controlled environment right at this moment, gentlemen. Also, make another funny video.
He's talking about the end of our last Let's Play video, and we did pick up the stuff.
Yeah, and actually, you saw a rattlesnake, a rattler.
Yeah, I went down and climbed down in my sandals to pick it up, so fuck you, buddy. And
He was trolling.
A lot of people also thought that we filmed it the same day and thought since you drove, Mike, you were trash.
Yeah, I know.
Drunk driving.
yeah, it makes no sense.
Movie magic.
Yeah, magic. Running on
Here's a
different
spoiler
day.
about the movie. I got into the car without glasses, and then I got out of the car with glasses. Where did the glasses come from?
Whoa.
So,
That's an oops.
I've lived in Arizona since I was 9. I've never seen a rattlesnake in the wild. I used to go out in the desert every day to catch lizards when I was born. Never seen a rattlesnake.
I saw what at least looked like a rattlesnake. It was definitely some kind of snake, but it was just sitting there. It didn't move.
It was too hot, probably.
Well, not only that, I only saw part of it. It was like under a rock, and I was like, well, I see that. I'm not going to go in that direction.
Me and my brother caught one of the poisonous red, yellow, and black ones once, though.
Coral snake?
Yeah, coral snake. Yeah,
Those things are pretty poisonous.
but they don't
actually.
strike, so it was easy to catch.
They're
It was
not, they're not aggressive.
Threw in a bucket, my dad killed it, so yeah.
Good job.
Good tail.
So we got a voicemail, I think.
Yeah, we do.
Holy
Jesus
crap.
Christ,
We only
we're
got one
already at-
segment.
Yeah, I
We're
know.
added.
We got to fill time, man. We're artistes at that.
All right, so here we go. Maybe. It's not working. Hold on. Let me reload. Sorry about that. Google Voice is fucking up here. Oh, that's cool. It logged me out for no reason.
Oh, good. You timed out because we talked so long about.
Yeah,
the
you took
emails.
so long. It logged me out. Hopefully it'll work this
usually
time.
log you out of stuff like
We can do the beer of the week now.
It does sometimes. All right.
Hey, T40's. You guys seem like adults,
Nope.
so I see a lot of adults drink coffee. I was wondering if you guys drink coffee. I started drinking coffee. Pretty good stuff. I like my coffee black because I'm a man. You guys like coffee? How do you like it? Keep up the good work, dudes.
I like my coffee in beer. Does that count?
I don't drink coffee at all.
I
know.
wait, one of those
Yeah.
Keurig machines where I work. If I'm like really fucking like out of it and like can't even keep my eyes open at my desk, I'll drink some coffee. But I do not drink that shit black. because that's fucking gross. So I use hydrogenated oil powder fucking creamer, which
Gross.
is even worse.
That's
But
gross.
That's
I just
gross.
dump it with sugar. So
Oddly enough,
So you're not a man.
I actually did have coffee yesterday, which I don't drink coffee, but it was like filled with milk and sugar and shit.
well, a lot of people put milk and sugar in their coffee.
I don't like coffee. I never have liked coffee. I still don't like coffee. I drank it last night. It wasn't that bad because it had a bunch of other shit in it, but black coffee I just think tastes disgusting. It has nothing to do with like anything other than I just don't like the taste of it at all. So.
It's funny because I
fan
like
of
the taste of coffee, and I'll drink
As an
I'll-
accent.
Yeah,
I
like I like it in beer, or I like coffee flavored ice cream or something. But like I just can't drink it.
Well, yeah,
I don't really like hot drinks in
I
general.
like
so.
cream cheese in certain dishes, but I don't eat cream cheese. I mean, that's
Yeah.
common sense. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. The thing about coffee is too, drinking it last night, without having drank it in years, it made me feel like fucking shit.
See,
Like
that was the thing I was going to
felt
say.
terrible.
Caffeine doesn't affect me that much. Like,
Really?
I can notice a little bit, but like coffee, I notice
It
something.
totally
But
affects me.
energy drinks, I don't notice anything at all. Like,
Yeah, see, I'm
That's
the exact
nothing
opposite.
for
I
me.
never drink coffee. I never drink soda. I never drink energy drinks.
me
so when I
neither.
do have one, I'm tweaked
I
as
feel
fuck.
I don't.
freak
The
out,
only
yeah.
soda I really drink is Sprite, and that doesn't have caffeine.
Yeah.
So I don't either. It just doesn't do
Well, I drank it
anything
last night
to me.
because I was really tired, and it wasn't even that late. So I was like, Bianca was like, "I'll make you coffee." Like, I guess.
So I guess the question.
And,
Go ahead.
Well, it sure kept me up. I'll say that. I mean, I was completely wired, but it's that feeling you have when your body feels like shit.
It's like
you're
hot. Like
Yeah,
warm.
well, it's not just that brain tingly
Like,
feeling
yeah.
that you get when you drink an energy drink. Yeah, and you're all jittery. And
So I was
just
going to
like,
say,
Blah.
since he asked about coffee, do you guys drink energy drinks?
I do when I'm editing a feature film. I have to stay up all night. But other than that,
And
no.
what kind do you drink?
I just drink Red Bull. I don't like
no
it.
sugar,
I just,
right?
I
yeah,
don't.
no sugar.
I don't drink Red Bull because Red Bull is stupidly expensive for no reason.
I will
When
say
it's
they're
the
all
exact.
stupidly
It doesn't
No,
taste
Red
like
Bull
Monster.
It
costs
is way more.
more than
You're right,
twice as
you're right,
much.
yeah.
Literally more than twice
Yeah.
as much as
But
the
it's
other
also
I
the
can't
least
drink
offensive
Monsters are
tasting.
even
it
worse.
doesn't-
Yeah.
Monsters
Oh, yeah.
are so bad.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Oh, wait, Monster's
they're all
bigger than Red
gross.
Bull.
Red Bull's gross too.
Yeah, no,
All
it
right.
is.
But do I? No, I don't really drink energy drinks unless I absolutely have to stay up and I'm dying, like super tired.
All the cool people drink balls anyway.
balls.
That's still around.
My coworkers,
Nos.
my coworkers do drink this energy drink called Knockout, and the reason they drink it is because it costs literally $1 at the store
Meanwhile,
right
it's
next to my
destroying their
work.
pancreas.
Yeah, well, they drink these things like pretty much one a day. They'll drink these things, and I don't even know if they're good. I've never had one.
They're probably not.
They look disgusting.
Not evaluated by the
got
FDA.
It's got like a picture of a red fist like coming at you out of the can.
Why would you
It's
call
like,
an energy drink knockout?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, yeah.
It's fucking dumb.
Okay.
Maybe they're saying the person drinking it is doing the knocking out. I don't
think so.
know.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is P. I was just wondering what you guys think about Tales Gets Trolled, which is a currently 9-chapter webcomic series by a guy named Laserbot on DeviantArt. And
9
I know something
chapters.
awful. I don't know if you guys pay attention to something off the front page, but they did a story on it, and the goons made fun of it. So it's really awful, but it's hilarious in its awfulness, and it seems like the kind of thing that you would really love to make fun of. So I just wanted to know what your thoughts on it were.
So we listened to
Thanks.
this email before the podcast started, and we had never heard
No.
of this.
Looks
We
great.
looked at one page, and we're already sold on it. So
It
I'm
looks
gonna
pretty
go-
funny.
What you think?
It really
Tales
does.
Getting trolled.
Yeah, it really does remind me of like Sonic 2. It's that
Christian
same.
Weston Chandler.
And it's the funny thing about that though is that it's Sonic. It's also what are these
Sonic
people love?
has the worst fan base on like
know.
out of
Why
any
do these
game. I don't
people-
understand.
Super
it.
nerds love Sonic.
I don't
And
understand
if they like
it.
Tails,
I
then they're
think
just
like
fucking
people
crazy.
that are autistic like Sonic. I don't know. Like,
Well, that's what I don't get though,
These
because Sonic, honestly, got to be legit here. Sonic is not a very good game. Like
No.
none of them are very
but
good.
think about Sonic as a character. It fits a lot of Asperger, autistic ways. Run fast. I got one.
Gotta go
direction to
fast.
But fast.
But if-
go fast.
You have like
That's it.
friends or coworkers where they like
Chili
they
dogs.
like games a lot, but if they're one of the ones that love Sonic, they're like one of the super nerd gamers. Just 'cause
Yeah.
Sonic does that to people. I don't know what it is.
I think it's also a nostalgic thing too. Cause,
Well, yeah, I
we're
mean,
kids.
a lot of people like Sonic because they remember playing Sonic when they were a kid. But the thing I don't get about it is that
like Mario doesn't have this problem. Like you don't see too many people writing these.
They handle their brand better.
I have a coworker that's a
That's
Sonic
true, too.
ringtone, so
that's ridiculous. Well, the other thing about Mario is that the Mario series, they're way better games.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes,
The
they
Sonic
are.
games are not even close to as good as those. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Well, after 30 minutes of voicemails and shit.
Oh, we're done.
Beer of the
Okay.
week.
So let's go on to beer of the week. I chose Alaskan Amber Ale. Pretty basic amber ale. It's like,
It's good on draft.
yeah, it's like super just normal amber ale. There's like nothing special to
No.
it. There's nothing bad about it.
It's
pretty-
kind of lighter for an
Yeah.
amber, though. It's
It's
very
like-
refreshing.
It's fairly cheap.
Yeah, it's like $8 for a 6-pack or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
not bad.
Yeah.
And they have other ones like a winter ale and stuff. Yeah, they're
Those ones aren't as good.
if you're starting out to drink stuff, yeah, definitely start.
You know, it's
something
funny.
like that.
Alaskan
Super
breweries,
easy.
in my opinion, like they're very good at having not offensive beers, but
Yeah.
nothing special.
Yes.
Exactly, that's what it is. So it's a
Yeah.
good thing to start out with, I would say.
It's the type of beer that's moderately cheap. And
Yeah.
it's
Do you have it
not
up right now?
cheap,
What percent is it, Ryan? Do you know?
It's
It's a
5.3%.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they have a bunch of other ones too. So if you see those, they always have like little animals on them and shit. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Amber has like
I-
a boat on the
I
front.
like
of it,
the
too.
Alaskan White also. That one's pretty
One of the
decent.
polar bear.
Yeah, that one's not bad.
Polar bear fell on me. All right, so that's it for beer of the week. Now on to Mike's
I
segment.
never thought I'd have to maybe kind of rush through my segment today, but I kind of do. It's kind of incredible.
We can rush
but-
through Battleship. So it's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, anyways, so this past week I went to San Francisco for a conference. It was the NetSuite conference. It's a CRM system. Anyways,
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of conferences, tech ones, non-tech ones, and I decided this week that
But this one's for work. I mean, most people there were doing it from.
no, they're doing it for work.
Yeah, so
Most people, there's two groups of people. There's salespeople and people that
Are getting
are
trained.
NetSuite administrators. Yeah, things like that. So I'm sick. I'm sick of going to festivals and conferences, and seeing people just do things that make no sense. You know. So I made a list of do's and don'ts. So first off, conferences are fucking expensive, and they are a pure cost. There is no benefit, like in terms of like I'm going to make revenue
You mean
unless you're a
expensive
salesperson.
for the company?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Okay.
super expensive. Like it cost them over $3,000 to send me to that conference total.
Right.
You know, for one person. And conferences, for the most part, are kind of worthless. When people say you constantly hear, "Oh, how was the conference?" That's what they always ask, and they go, "Oh, it was a good conference." When people say that, you should ask them, "How was it a good conference?" Because they'll be like, "Oh,
How was the count? I did absolutely nothing and sat
Yeah.
there and ate, $50 meals afterwards.
yes." So the thing about conferences is there is good stuff there, but you have to work for it. And a lot of people don't work for it. They go to a conference, they think of it like vacation. They go, "Oh, well, this is going to be fun." No, it's not fun.
Conferences are never fun.
No, they're not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be work. So I just have some suggestions on do's and don'ts. So the first one, if there are sessions, go to them. Unless you're a salesperson, 90% of what you'll get from a conference will be from the sessions.
Yeah.
You should always go to the sessions. If you don't go to the sessions, why the fuck are you there?
These are lectures you're talking
Yeah,
about.
lectures.
Okay.
Okay? So that's the first one. And I'll get into that more later. Here's another one. You have to talk to people at conferences. And you have to be nice to everybody.
It's all
You
about
have to-
networking.
Yeah. You have to talk to everyone. I don't like doing this. I hate it, actually. I'm socially anxious. I don't want to talk to people I don't know. But the thing is, you don't know who that person's tied to. Maybe you need to talk to someone else, and that person's your way into talking to this other person, right?
Sure.
Or maybe they have an idea about the system you're using that you need. So you have to be nice to everybody. What people usually do at conferences is they get in their little cliques. It's like high school. They go, "Oh, I know this person," and they all click together, and they all think the same.
Well,
and they
to
don't
be
get new
fair,
ideas.
that's what people do in their lives most of the
Yeah.
time too. It's not just conferences.
And I understand that. I mean, it's way more it's not comfortable walking up to strangers and just talking to them, you know?
Yeah.
Heard about that net sweep? Yeah.
NetSuite.
That sweeping net.
NetSuite.
But, you know, if you don't
It's
go
like, what
into
the fuck are you talking about?
if you don't go into new groups, the only thing that you're going to get from a group, if you're again, I'll have to keep saying this, if you're not a salesperson, is ideas. That's all you're going to get, ideas. So the one way you're going to get new ideas is if you go outside your group. So do that.
That's scary.
I know. Well, there's a way to help this. There is a way to help this. And I will say, Sweet World, oh my God, with the alcohol.
I was going to say liquor, yeah.
They had no restrictions on alcohol.
Wow.
They started serving it for
free.
to 7 for free. No, usually they give you tickets or tokens. You know, they'll give you 2 or 3 and go, okay, that's enough. And then, you know, there's usually the drunk guy that, like, haggles for...
Yeah, he traded other people.
Yeah, it's so great.
Trade you the Subway Club card.
Yeah, he knows the Mormons there.
Yeah, it's
Must
like...
have been a lot of drunk people there.
Oh, people were plastered. Okay, so here's the thing. Alcohol is your friend, but it's also your enemy.
You have to know what your limit is here. Have a couple beers so you're friendly enough to talk to people,
Yes.
but not too many where you're falling over yourself.
Yes. Do not be the most drunk person or even the lower half. Now, shockingly, this isn't hard to do. Because, again, people look at this like fun. They are not around their family. A lot of the people
look like
are around...
a vacation almost.
Yeah. So people are fucking drunk everywhere. So, I mean, the first night, I almost kind of screwed up. I had 2 beers. I didn't know they were serving beers at this night because it was a reception. I had another 3 beers while I was there. I was getting close. So I stopped drinking. But other people didn't. And they kept drinking, and
How many people were at this?
Like 8,000.
How come whenever
shit.
you're at a conference you can stop drinking, but when we tell you to stop, you never do?
I think there's money involved.
I was thinking the same thing.
The problem is I think that you got too many people in the Applebee's red zone. They should be in the Applebee's yellow
Yeah,
zone.
exactly.
That's the problem.
Yeah, they're in the red zone. So here's the other thing, and this is almost more important than not getting too drunk. Drink. You have to drink. If you don't drink, I'm sorry, but people sadly want to have a good time at conferences. If you don't drink, you come off as uptight. I know it's completely unfair. Maybe you're the funnest, most interesting person, but again,
No.
these people don't know you. They're going to make a baseline, unfair judgment about you. You don't drink, they're going to go, this person's not fun, I'm on vacation, fuck you. And you won't get to talk to that
I'm wondering
person.
if there's any like caveats to get out of this. Like if you say you're Mormon or you're on the wagon or something.
No, don't say you're Mormon. Actually, I met someone who was Mormon. He said he was Mormon, and people stopped talking to him. I'm not kidding. He was at a dinner with me, and
Were
people
you
stopped.
one of those people?
Not even surprising.
Well, I
Yeah,
stopped-
were you?
I talked to him for
High
a little
five.
bit, but yeah, after a while, I didn't.
if you really want to, if you want to not drink, all you got to do is just order a Coke or something. Someone asks you to say it's a rum and Coke, they won't fucking know.
Yeah, that's true too. You could act like it's. Yeah.
I mean, that's not hard.
Yeah, but anyways,
Just say you're a recovering alcoholic. There
Yeah,
you
that's what I was
go.
saying. You're on the wagon.
No, people still think you're not fun then.
so
I used to be fun.
this is my biggest gripe. I hate this. If you are in a keynote or a session or anything, lecture,
Get off your fucking phone.
yeah,
Yes.
pay fucking attention to the presenter. I'm going to give an example. This is, by the way, a real example. I'm not making this up. I was in a keynote. The founder of NetSuite was talking. He gave a very good presentation. He was interesting. There was an Asian guy who was probably around 40 years old who was playing Habbo Hotel on his computer during the conference. And I actually texted Benson about this, and then he wanted me to say something. I forgot what you said.
I think I told you to say, pay attention, Baba.
Yeah.
I said you should log in and go like fucking cyber with him or something.
But here's the best part. By the time I got that text, it was like 15 minutes. He had moved on to watching YouTube playthrough videos of Diablo 3. Not even playing, watching the YouTube video
He wanted to play
strategies.
Diablo. This was when it came out. This day it came out.
This was the day after.
Yeah, and then you told me that, and I said to make sure that he knows you should play Monk.
Yeah. and
He's Asian.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So here's the best part. There's a guy giving him research information about his product, but instead he's doing research on a video game that he paid money for. It's completely insane. But this is an extreme example, okay? But I will say a majority, yes, a majority of the people in the sessions, more than people who don't, texting on their tablets, on their laptops. But guess what? I started getting so annoyed. I started looking at what they were doing. was like, what the fuck are these people doing? They're reading USA Today. They're looking at their email for an hour. They're not writing emails. They're just staring at their email screen doing nothing. They're texting people.
You do pick up on the irony, though, that these people not paying attention, you're also one of them because
you're reading what they're doing instead of paying attention to the
Well, I just glance over. I took notes at everything I did, so...
Well, you also realize they do this because they're forced to do this, so they don't care.
Yeah, most of those people probably don't even want to
care.
be there.
So
they want to be there.
Then they should be unemployed because other people would be happy to have that job.
That's not how the world works.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
it's fucking bullshit.
Hey, those people have degrees.
I don't understand it. Your company that you work for, even if they're assholes, they spent thousands of dollars on a non-need. It is not a need to go to a conference. It is a benefit, may benefit the company, but you're getting a huge benefit out of it. More than even the company is, no matter what. And you're sitting there fucking on USA Today reading about, Kim Kardashian or whatever. I mean, because USA Today doesn't have any real news. So
wait, someone has real news?
Actually, that's a fair point. So additional, real quick, a couple other things. Swag grabbers. Don't do this. Don't be a swag grabber. If you walk up to someone and you have a bunch of swag in your hand, it says to that person, I should not be taken seriously because I'm a child.
Yeah, well, the other thing about...
You gotta get those pens!
Oh, I got this blinky thing that blinks.
The thing I hate about swag, though, is that there's never anything good. So why would you want it?
I know.
It's just the type of shit that people on Hoarders have sitting in their fucking living room in piles because they have no use for it, actually. They just keep it.
Along with dead animals.
And it's sad, because the two busiest booths, both were giving out free iPads.
Were they?
And people were not talking about the product. Both companies had very good product. They did.
Of course they're not talking about the product. They're giving out iPads.
I know. They're just like, "Oh, give me an iPad."
Did they? How are they giving them
like a contest?
No, it was a contest. It was a
Did you
drawing.
get one? Oh.
No, I didn't get one. No, they didn't give everyone
you sign
out
up
one.
for
That
it?
would be nice.
Did you enter the drawing?
No.
You didn't even care.
And you know what? I may be buying their product, and I still didn't because I don't. That's not the point,
Are people at conferences like super Mac heavy fans?
At this one, they were because NetSuite is in San Mateo, which is in San Francisco, and they just, it was funny. Everyone used Apple except for the founder. Every presenter, he used a Lenovo. Every other person, the CEO, everyone else had Macs. But the founder
that's
did not.
awesome.
Yeah. He's like, I don't use that shit. One other quick thing. Respect the salespeople. I know they're salespeople. I know it's hard, but they are selling things.
They're still human.
I know. They are,
somewhat.
And yes, they are selling something to you. But you're at a conference for a product that you use. They probably have something that you
if you
should
were
at least
them
pay attention
coming
to.
up to you, talking to them, don't just be an asshole. And
And here's the thing. It's one of the easiest ways to get to know people is talking to a salesperson because it's usually talking to someone else.
Salespeople
And
love to talk anyway.
Yeah, they're great intermediaries.
do they have
anyways.
sales booth babes there?
No, they didn't at this one. Actually, I will say this is the first festival, our conference, the Keep On Festival. But this is the first conference I've ever been to that didn't have them. I don't know if it was a rule, but yeah. And one last thing. And I see people do that. Every conference I've ever been to, I've seen this. From the sales side, non-sales side. You will see these people the whole weekend, or the whole week, and they have done nothing. They have not learned anything. They have not talked to anybody besides their little group. And it's the last day. And the last day is usually a half day, because they want you to get the fuck out. These people start running around, and I call this the last day pamphlet grab. And what they do is they run to every booth, and they don't even talk to the salesperson. They just grab a pamphlet.
And
there are hundreds of people that do this.
Yeah, they read it on the plane because they weren't paying attention.
No, they don't read it on the plane. They give it to their boss and go, I did this work.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it. They don't even look at them. They just grab them all. And, oh, by the way, these are the people that always grab the swag, too. They'll grab the pamphlet, and then they'll grab the pen. They'll be like, ooh, pen. And they'll put it in the pocket.
I'm surprised you didn't talk about the food creepers.
Oh, food creepers are good.
Okay, so
that's
11:45-ish, you'll be in a session, and they'll be talking about something, and you can see out of the corner the buffet is coming.
Yeah.
And these guys are they're kind of turning in their seats. They're always overweight. They're always overweight.
Yeah.
And it's they always leave the last 10 minutes for Q&A. They're out of there. Straight to the
bolt
buffet.
out. They fucking get out of there. Yeah.
It's good job. It's like they only have food for the first 20 people. Good thing you were there first.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the guys that pissed me off.
That's pretty bad.
So, Have you guys? I mean, I know you've gone to conferences,
Yeah.
Ryan. Have you two been to a lot of conferences?
I've been to like trade shows though, not conferences.
Oh, okay.
Which trade shows is like when they had what was it? One of the U.S. Open things or something like that for golf here, the Waste Management Open.
Yeah.
I was at that thing helping sell shit, and we were next to the Barrett Jackson Booth Babe girls. Yeah, so we got business because they were there. So,
That's good.
because like there's a line to like talk to them, and the guy's like, "Hey, what are you selling?"
One of the
So,
things
yeah.
I've also found out, if you go with anybody senior in your company, buddy up with them because you'll get good food.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the only conference I know that me and Benson went to was GDC,
Yeah.
the games conference, and I don't know. You could see a lot of these same mistakes being made at that conference too.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I mean, I remember some of it, but I mean, I've never been to another conference, and I really don't care about them at all.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever. But beyond conferences, I have a thing about any type of lecture where people are texting on their phones. I just have a thing about phones, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do a segment about that,
Yeah,
actually, because I cannot fucking stand it.
And some of these people, granted, are in mission critical jobs, and if they were doing something, by the way, I didn't see a single person do this. If they got something that was real urgent,
They get up and leave.
they
Take their
leave,
phone,
right?
Yeah.
I understand that, but not every time I saw somebody, they were not
Were
doing
there people
that.
talking on their phone?
No, I never saw that.
That's-
And I never
No,
saw
people
that.
won't do that because then they'll get kicked out.
Yeah.
I did see someone fall asleep, and I was and this guy was a marketer, and he was such a prick. It was great. It was so funny. He goes, "Hey, wake up! Yeah, good job. You fucking shit all over the guy. I couldn't believe the guy didn't just walk out. Just shit all over him."
I would do that
awesome.
too.
Nice.
But anyways, yeah, conferences can be beneficial, but it has to be work, not fun.
Yeah.
You have the fun afterwards,
All right,
not around people.
those are conferences.
Yep.
Go do those things to make Mike angry.
Yeah.
So next, so on Friday, myself, Benson, and Ryan watched the great Battleship movie. Runtime 131 minutes.
What? It was that
Also,
long?
and Kate drove us because we were drunk. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Beyond drunk.
So how drunk were you guys?
I drank a whole bottle of wine like 30 minutes before.
Oh.
Wasn't that bad.
That was like a 7 out of 10. Pretty drunk.
What's a 10?
What?
10's
10's when I pass out
Ryan
and say, "Yeah, get out of my
Deluxe.
house." Yeah.
When you get mad because I said your dad makes bad meatloaf?
He doesn't even make meatloaf.
Or no, it wasn't corn.
Bread.
Come
banana
on,
bread.
we're recording here.
Okay,
Fuck you guys talking about.
yeah, we saw Battleship, and the three of us were drunk. They brought their flasks. I did not bring my flask because I'm like, okay, that's enough for me. Beforehand, we ate Wingstop, which was awesome.
Are we going to talk about the movie or what?
I don't
We're
wanna talk
what
about
I
the
ate and
movie.
drank. Listen, this movie fucking sucked. It was terrible. There were like 3 parts that were funny
Let's
as
talk about
shit.
the actors that are in it. Liam Neeson, Rihanna.
Liam Neeson, maybe one of the worst
But he's not in
performances.
it at all.
Maybe one of the worst performances I've ever seen Liam Neeson
Guy
give.
with
And he's
two,
still the best actor probably in that
He's still
movie.
better than everyone else. Dude,
Yeah,
but there
Taylor
is...
Kitchen's
there-
terrible.
the guy with two fake
Two
legs.
fake... Oh my god, this guy had 2
Well, there's 3
prosthetic
bad actors in
legs.
that movie. There's Rihanna, which everybody expected.
There's more than 3, but
Well, the three high class bad actors. Rihanna, because everyone expected her. There's the guy with the fake legs who just like
he's number 1.
So bad.
he yelled on
He's
every line.
top 10.
And then there was a
Worst I've
skinny
seen
Jim
ever.
Gaffigan
Wow, that's
clone.
amazing.
That's
Yeah, he was bad.
That guy.
Dude,
Yeah.
the guy with 2 prosthetic legs, this big black guy
God,
who lost his legs in war,
Wait,
whatever.
they wrote a big black guy as a yelly.
He beats up an
character
alien
to
with
go
2 fake
play-
legs.
He-
yeah. And
He is
like,
just one of the
combined
worst
with- I'm
actors
like,
I've ever seen.
he yells out
It's
every
like- it's
single
like-
line.
It's not that he's one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. I mean, you can look at the girl from Troll 2 and shit, and you go, "Oh, well, she's
It's
worse."
it's almost
but
like
the problem is that this guy was in Battleship. This guy's in a movie.
$250 million
Yeah,
movie.
and this guy's in it. He's an important character too.
It's almost like they look for a good actor with 2 prosthetic legs and like, oh yeah, you're gonna be in it now, but we can't.
I'm
It's
I'm
what?
actually wondering if they just CG that.
Yeah, maybe they didn't. That's
They
why he's
might
so
have.
bad.
I don't know. I have no idea. But that guy sucked. He was
bad.
really bad.
So
And
there's
then,
a part in the movie where there's these big. Obviously, the aliens have big ships and come in and fight.
spoilers
them.
alert.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
spoilers.
spoilers, the rest of this.
Don't.
The movie sucks, so who cares?
Yeah, you're not gonna watch it.
But eventually, all the modern battleships, whatever Ryan
Well-
wants to call them,
Well, what happens is the aliens crash land on the place, and they send out these ships, and like they put this dome around, so there's only a certain number of ships that can actually fight these aliens at once.
right, but they're not battleships.
Yeah, these are like a destroyers
cruisers
or
or
whatever.
whatever.
They're missile destroyers or
that
something.
the U.S.'s ships
lost pretty much.
Yeah, they all get blown up, but they figure
They're in
out that,
Hawaii.
hey, look, the USS Missouri is parked, so they're like...
They're 70 years old.
Well, yeah, 70 years old. They're like, well, we don't know anybody that can...
Well, you got to say what the Missouri is.
It's a
People
World
don't
War II
know.
battleship.
Yes, and it's now a museum.
Yes.
It's a floating
Yeah.
museum.
And when they went to go, like, that's the only ship we got left. What are we going to do? So they went on the ship. We don't have a crew to run this. It's all analog. And when they get on the ship, there's all these old guys in uniform, like,
Yeah,
All
these
these-
old World War II veterans.
Yeah.
this movie.
Okay, these veterans were with them because they were paying honor to them at this
Right.
like
Award
at this
ceremony in the
ceremony,
beginning, yeah.
and they
Oh my god!
all
And of course,
show
the
up.
exposition bombed that whole thing.
Yeah, they
right?
did.
Like,
They
oh,
did.
these old people are
these
here.
World War II
No, they
veterans
didn't
are
actually.
cranking
They
shit.
just they just went. We don't have people who can pilot this ship. I don't even know how this stuff works. It's not the same anymore. And then, of course, there's this montage of the old people walking, like Mod Squad
You guys
bullshit. And
realize
then, like,
There was only 10 of them, too. That's
there's
the thing.
literally like 10 to 20 people
Yeah.
operate an entire
In
battleship.
order to
at
be
the
a
end of the movie.
World War II veteran, you have to be at least 85 years old,
Yes.
or not even older. So they're like cranking shit that weighs like pulling up anchors and shit.
Yeah.
Old
It makes
guys,
no
what the
sense.
hell?
It's literally like if you watch Titanic and there were 5 people shoveling coal. And that's it. That's what that's like. It makes absolutely no sense. These people couldn't even be in the fucking like.
They couldn't be
bridge.
standing up.
There would be more people in the bridge on a battleship than the
Yeah.
people that run this whole ship in this movie. It makes no sense at all.
I actually read a review the day it came out, and they had this spoiler in it with no indicator. So I just read it, and I was like, "Well,
That's
thanks,
stupid.
good, that's professional." But I was just like, "Man, that's gonna piss those guys." I mean, I can't believe.
And then, then another thing, these aliens have these gigantic Transformer spaceships.
And they
okay?
suck.
Yeah, whatever.
But
the thing is, like, they have these like little ball things. I don't know,
They
it's
look
like
like
5 feet
Sonic.
across. Yeah, and then they're like remote controlled, and they go through and they tear shit up, and they're just destroying everything. And yet, like these giant ass ships that they have, which are like way more technologically advanced, they just get beat by the 70-year-old battleship for
Yeah.
some reason. It's like.
yeah.
So-
when the other ship's lost.
Yeah, the other
it makes
ships
no
with like
sense.
multiple like close-in weapon systems and cruise
got
missiles and crap.
stomped,
They got
too.
stomped.
So as my girlfriend said, the only sober person was this movie's just Transformers mixed with Titanic, which it kind of is. Like
It pretty
the
much
ship
is.
actually goes down just like in Titanic. It starts going down into the
Oh,
fucking water.
The problem with this movie, honestly, the real problem with this movie
It's terrible.
is, well, it's terrible in every
Super
way.
long.
But the thing is, they tried to make that. They tried to make this Titanic type of thing going on. What they should have made was ID4, because that movie is perfect for the ID4 type of thing, which
Also-
is it's ridiculous, and there's like almost no real interaction with the aliens. Like in ID4, he punches the alien and drags it across the desert. Sorry, that's kind of funny, and it works for the
Welcome to
movie.
I find it funny how you call it ID4. I hate that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's called.
I think my biggest problem with the entire movie is that the B plot of this movie is the main character is trying to wed the daughter of Liam Neeson, who's like this
blonde,
admiral.
blonde boob girl.
Yeah. Okay, and so they do this, and throughout the movie, it's like he's trying to get the approval of the dad, and then the aliens come, they blow shit up.
What
who
a
cares?
terrible B plot.
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
but after they blow up these aliens, extraterrestrials from another world, at the end they're like, "I'm just want to marry your daughter." No one's like freaking out that aliens have invaded Earth or anything.
Yeah,
they blow up half the military.
PTSD at all.
Yeah, no
Are
one's-
there more? Are there
know.
more aliens? Oh,
No, it's just
Yeah,
they broke
no,
the
don't-
satellite, so they couldn't send more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no
fine.
one cares about that. It's just, and then they just go to the stupid B plot with Liam Neeson, and he wants to wed his daughter. It's stupid.
There's a million things we could say about this movie, but really, when it comes down to it,
Don't see it.
No, there's
You
no,
guys made it $30.
there's no
That's what you
reason.
did.
There's no
That's
reason to
nothing.
see it. Well, we planned before that we were
$40.
going to get really drunk and watch it, and
Yeah.
we did. But the thing, also, I'm not watching a movie next to this guy anymore. When he's
He is
drunk.
super military.
He just nonstop.
It's not even
talks
military;
through
it's
the whole
common
movie.
sense stuff.
No, you
talks.
complain about models of ships and planes all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't complain about that. I was complaining about the fact that 10 people are running a battleship and that 4
a
people
good
are carrying
point.
this gigantic shell.
The,
Oh, yeah.
My favorite thing is right at the end when they're in the final battle, and the way that they beat the aliens is he
Oh,
uses
God.
the
sun
most
behind
amazing tactic, which is they're trying to turn to port and they can't turn fast
No, they
enough.
say turn left. Don't even say
Oh, yeah,
turn
they
left.
don't even say
Yeah, he didn't say that. He said
Turn
turn left, which is like okay.
That was a rewrite, right?
Yeah.
Like, they don't know what port is.
And so
Like
they're
in-
trying to turn to left, and and they can't turn fast enough. So he goes, "Drop the left anchor." What? I know, which would literally just pull the ship down to the water.
Also,
and
also
die.
the artillery
But,
shells that the
No, it
aliens
makes
shoot
them turn.
look like Molotov cocktails.
Yeah.
And then the advanced alien weapons that they
So
shot at
slow.
them from not even far away at all.
Missed.
Because he dropped an anchor. They completely missed. The anchor had time to go all the way to the seafloor and pull the ship left.
Okay.
We're
That's
done.
Battleship.
Never watch
Top five.
that. Don't watch it.
That's so stupid.
Don't pay for that.
Okay, so top 5. First off, number 5, Jackie Chan wants to retire from action movies. He's almost 60 years old. He thinks
Good.
movies-
Number 4.
No. That's not why I picked it. By the way, he thinks movies are too violent now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So, anyways, here's his quote. This is the best thing. For the last 10 years, I've been making some other different movies. I want to be the Asian Robert De Niro.
Well, we have to preface this. Every single movie that Jackie Chan's been in America he plays the same character.
Yes.
He has played different characters.
That's
in, like,
because
Hong
he's
Kong
not a
films.
good American
Well, no,
actor.
he's not a good American actor. You're absolutely right. He's a good stunt actor.
He's
Yeah.
not a good Hong Kong actor either. He's good at
He's a good stunt
stunts.
coordinator.
Yeah, he's good stunts.
He's amazing at
But he's been
stunts.
typecasted the fuck. I mean, pretty
Well,
much more than anyone else.
yeah.
Aside from like Vernon Troyer or something.
I don't want to sound
Vernon.
like a dick,
Whatever his name.
but he doesn't speak English well, and
He speaks
won't-
it a lot better than he did, but
Yeah.
but more so, this guy one doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. For one thing, movies are too violent now. But you start in only movies that were people getting beat up.
Yeah, but it's
No, but
good
he's,
violence.
he's saving
Yeah.
Chinese artifacts.
Yeah, that's
from white
true. That's
people.
important.
Our
And the
Charlie
other thing
Chaplin.
is, you want to be
Shut up.
the Asian Robert De Niro. So what? You want to star in a bunch of great movies and then just suddenly have a shit career until
Well,
you
that's
die?
basically Bizarro De Niro.
Well, that
though,
actually
like
kind of
backwards.
mirrors his career in America. His original films are way better
And also
than
American
those
ones.
later
Well,
stuff.
you don't like the medallion?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
The tuxedo.
that you're right. I mean, all of Robert. I mean, they both did the same thing, which is started making a lot of money and went, well, fuck it.
I'll get comfortable.
Yeah, meet the
Rush Hour was really good.
meet the
Next
Fockers. Yeah.
Oh,
That
God.
movie was a
okay, number 4.
Okay, number 4.
travesty.
So, Meg Whitman watch HP to cut 30,000 jobs.
Good job,
Ryan
Meg
said
Whitman.
this. Yeah. So, the one part I wanted to point out is that CEO Meg Whitman reportedly wants to use the money in new products and increase sales force. Of course, 'cause
Oh,
that's
yeah, always
fix-
bolster
that
sales.
always fixes it.
Always
Good old
bolster
CEO.
sales.
But here's the thing: their Chinese workforce will mostly be
Spared.
maintained.
Because they're actually growing there. Because I guess the Chinese people don't realize that HP makes terrible products yet.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's because the Chinese people get
Make
paid
way less.
almost
Yeah,
nothing.
yes.
That's why.
Also,
So-
they said they wanted to put more money to R&D, which I didn't even know that HP had.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are they developing? They make
what I
the
said,
same
I
shit
said-
that everyone else does.
I said rehash and deploy poorly. R&D. So
that's terrible.
I just gotta say, this woman ran for governor of California, and she just went, "We're gonna outsource a bunch of jobs out of the U.S. and totally screw the country." So
yeah, no one minds.
yeah, so good job.
I think politicians
HP.
care about that stuff.
No, well, definitely not Meg Whitman. So yeah, good job, Meg. You're doing it.
3.
Company's not
So
growing.
HP Death Watch.
No. That's the funny thing. They actually had gross profit of like $7 billion, and they're
Yeah.
like, "That's not enough.
Well,
I want more than $7 billion."
Well, another thing they're doing is they're cutting a bunch of people so they can boost their profits next
but their
year.
revenue will drop.
Well,
That's
yes.
what always happens.
HP has too much relevance in the market anyway. Even
Yeah.
if it started to fail, someone would just buy it.
Yeah, they're too big in the server
Number 3.
space. Anyways, student surveys to be used to rate teachers in pilot program, even in kindergarten classes.
Yeah, so basically what this is little kids
In Georgia, by
are
the
now getting polls. They're going to poll children about the quality of their teacher, like what they think of the teacher, and ask them questions. Which is like
This is a sketch, right?
They're gonna ask, what they're going to ask is, it's questions like,
So bad.
do you understand what the teacher teaches?
Yeah.
Do you think the teacher is nice and things like that? But really, all you have to do is just give shit to the kids right
Yeah,
before
so here's
these
the problem
polls,
with
and
this.
then you did it.
If you give us teacher reviews, even like college kids, I mean, they're
It's
still
gonna
going
be
to be
super
biased.
biased,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're still going to be
Yes.
biased. So I mean, like, what do you expect giving this to a kindergarten kid? It's like right before it's like it's double recess today.
Yeah.
Like of course, yeah. You know,
Or here's some homework to do.
yeah.
Oh yes, an insubordinate kid. It's like
I don't think these kids could be objective enough
Yeah.
to actually rate their teachers
Well,
on
it's
merits.
a common sense thing too. You look at how children function and how adults function. Look, an adult, you can get mad at someone, but you go, well, they were a fucking asshole, but I
The
you know,
teacher
I
is
know
hard,
this,
but I learned
know
everything.
this. Well, yeah, and plus you're like, I know this person. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Kids don't do that. Kids base everything on what happened like 5 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
exactly. They'll
they're
be within
going,
the last week
The
or
last
day.
thing that happened is the thing that they're going to be like mad about or happy.
They're
It's
literally
like,
5 or 6 years
Yeah.
old.
yeah.
I would say it's like, how do you feel your teacher treated you in class? And it's just a booger smeared on the answer. Okay, I guess that means bad? I don't know.
She was
Booger
nosy.
smear. Yeah, nosy.
No,
Stupid.
that's terrible.
Stupid.
You're
sorry.
off the team here.
Okay, so number 2. Yemen holds presidential election with one candidate. So,
Yep.
this is dumb in the first place, but let me read a paragraph from the propaganda machine that is CNN. While the election was short on candidates, the only person on the ballot was Vice President Abdurrahman Hadi, who became acting president in November as a result of a power transfer brokered by the Gulf Cooperation Council.
So he was forced into presidency, basically. It
was a coup, basically.
Yeah,
That was organized by their governing body.
I didn't know that part of it.
No, but here's the best part, the last line. It appeared to be long on hope. And they have this picture of people
Citation
holding...
needed.
Yeah, here's the best part. Hillary Clinton made a statement, said, on today's successful presidential election, calling it another important step toward their democratic transition process. How?
What?
There was one candidate.
Yeah, that's not a process.
Did someone
Well,
tell
maybe-
her?
Festering cunt. I hate you so much. You have to politicize everything.
Well, she's the Secretary of State, so that's
They
her job.
torture people in
her
Yemen.
job to
They
do that.
torture people.
The
What?
the thing that I asked, and I say this obviously as a joke, but I'm also really curious, is
Okay.
how many people voted?
I know.
I want
I
to
know,
know
they
the
don't
number
say.
of
They
people
don't say.
that actually went and voted.
Hey, this
because-
picture shows a bunch of people smiling, holding up their
Well, literally
cards.
though, here's the thing though. It would be zero difference if one person voted
Yes.
versus if every single
Hey,
person
shut
voted.
up.
It would be the same.
My question is like, did they announce this election like the day before? It was like, get in your forms by 5
it's
o'clock
been
today.
announced.
Oh wait, you can't. It's too late. Well, one candidate.
Well, after you basically force someone out of power, I don't think anyone's going to go, I should run against this guy.
Yeah.
Because they're going to think they're going to get killed.
Well, that happened because they were having protests because they were being treated poorly by the government, and also because they're letting us drone strike there, and they don't like that.
What if there was like a proposition where you could only vote yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want gay marriage?
Well, hey,
Yes.
hey, wait though.
And the Mormons would be very mad.
Hey, you know what? Mohammed al-Rowdy said, it's the first time people in Yemen are electing somebody on their own without the influence of political parties. This is a people's election. That's why we
People's
are
election.
optimistic things will get better. How?
There don't need to be political parties when there's the
one.
political party.
What a landslide victory tonight. Sorry.
It's like,
Next one.
it's actually a true statement, but in the opposite way. It's kind of bad.
Number 1.
How do these people say this shit? I just... This is the one evidence I have that maybe people are just evil. Like, if you can say that shit in public and be okay with it,
Either
there's
evil or
something wrong with you.
uninformed.
Maybe
One of
we
the
should
two.
just do that here because it's already pretty much like that anyway.
Yeah, just have one
Let's
candidate.
just have one candidate. Who
Make
cares?
it easier, yeah.
Yeah. Now we don't even
Have
have
it
to
vote on Facebook.
I wouldn't have to.
No one will have to
I wouldn't
fucking
have to
talk about it all
take.
the time.
I wouldn't have to take the time out of my day, go to the poll station, and decide who to get fucked by. I
Yeah.
think just all know already.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
have- you
I'll
wouldn't
see
have to-
my Adidas ad, and then I'll click on the Facebook and hit allow.
You wouldn't have to
All right.
listen to people fucking argue about it all day either. So
Yeah, that's true. They would
right.
still argue. I don't know about what, but they would. Number 1, Safeway suspends employee after he stopped a man from hitting pregnant girlfriend.
So this
Do I
one,
even need to say anything
this
else?
one is by far the worst. But it's also not funny. It's just sad
Yeah.
to me because
CBS
angry.
5 says in San Francisco, so Brian, a meat clerk at Safeway in the Monterey area, was going about his job when he saw a man beating his girlfriend who was 6
he was
months
already
pregnant.
beating her.
Kicking her.
yes, he
Yeah.
was kicking her and she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Well,
So he told them to calm down because he was irate, and the man refused to stop, so he jumped in to break it up, and then, yeah.
He got fired because he should have gotten a manager.
Yeah,
Corporate
he got
policy.
The corporate
excuse me while I get a
policy.
manager. Continue kicking.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I said, which is that is ridiculous. Not just because he got fired for trying to stop someone from beating up his pregnant
Yeah.
girlfriend, but also
The chief of police
beyond-
said that if the employee hadn't done what he did, things could have got a lot worse for the victim.
the police commended him. And the other thing too
Yeah.
is that this is a violent situation. Like you said, you don't have time to go and call someone. It's either
retarded.
you stop the person or you let them do it. Those are the two options you have.
The icing on the cake. Ryan has no income,
Yeah.
and his wife is 5 months pregnant, but he does not regret what he did. So
Yeah, you know why he doesn't regret what he did? Because he's actually a good person. Unlike the fucking Safeway management who let him get fired.
yeah.
No, by the way, is this Safeway manager like a lawyer? Like he's most like legalese like, oh shit, we could be. What if he accidentally tripped this man and he broke his ankle? We would have been sued. And
Yeah, they sue him for having like a miscarriage. It's like, god damn it.
It's just company policy.
see, he's not suing him or anything because he can't.
He was probably slicing the ham too thin for like months, and they just wanted an excuse.
He sucked. He never stores the boar's head right. We're losing lots of inventory.
Okay.
Oh, you get to put the paprika in there.
So yeah, you're
Sorry, I was taking a drink.
It's all right.
So that's episode 51 of Tipping 40's podcasting. If you want to send us an email, send it at podcast@tipping40s.com. We got a lot of good ones, so send more of those in since you guys don't have school now.
They were good.
Or get a job.
Well, no, this is America.
Not at Safeway, though, obviously. So, or you can
there's one job in San Francisco right now.
yeah, if someone's getting beat up, you don't have to break it up. It's all right.
It's
Good
cool.
job.
Just
Take a nap. Go back to slicing.
Or join in. Okay, so you can send us a voicemail at 218-666-8407. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Breaking. Diggity dog. Breaking. Diggity dog. Breaking.